Hi, everybody. This is Annalisa with Journey to the Goddess. And today I'm with the amazing Jenna Ciralli. Hi, Jenna.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good.
Jenna and I are old colleagues from undergraduate school. We're theater students together. And then we were colleagues in New York City where we were both acting. And she's also been producing, and she forayed into full-on filmmaking. I've invited Jenna here to have a conversation with me about both her work as an actress, producer, writer, and filmmaker, but also to bring forth the concept of women supporting women and how we can support each other in the world. So with Journey to the Goddess, I've decided to support a woman or a women's organization once a year through a donation, and to also, when possible, invite one of the women or one of the representatives of said organization to speak with me on Journey to the Goddess as a way to share ideas, have our voices heard, amplify one another. And I'm so thankful to have you here with me today, Jenna, because I'm so inspired by your process and the work you're doing in the world. So thank you so much for being here. Why is it important for you to work with women? Why do you choose to work with women? Why are you choosing to tell women's stories? And I know we talked about, although it's a woman's story, like it's a part of the human experience, which I think is so valuable to humanize women. Women aren't secondary people, but we're human.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you actually helped me with that because you defined feminism for me in a way that I wasn't fully clear on, and that is that women's thoughts, actions, and feelings matter. And so when you said that, that really sunk in for me, because I felt very polite and very wary of the word feminist, because I just so desperately at the day want to be a humanist, which is what I experienced by creating a female protagonist through the female gaze in a film. Like that was kind of the ends to the means. But it is so powerful to stake that initial claim, and it's so essential to say that I'm taking equal stock. I'm 50% of this, and that everything going on here matters. And there is a certain history where that's been persecuted and very quite threatening and kept very small. So with female collaborations, it's been very helpful for me to collaborate with a female director, in particular as a female actor, because there's something about the experience that I'm having reflected behind the camera and experience behind the camera. And this last film that I just did, Homestead, my director, Sky Grace Bennett, literally felt everything that my character was feeling through this run of emotion, this gamut of emotions. And so I would be going through something and she'd be like on the other side of the camera, just sobbing or in tears. And that kind of empathetic link I found to be a very three-dimensional filmmaking experience. So it wasn't about hitting the mark. It wasn't just about getting the result, hitting the place where the story needs to be told. It was a full-bodied experience and a current happening between two people that then shows up on camera in a very particular way. And then just in terms of empowering women, I think it's really important to lead by example. I think we have to be our own leader first and foremost. The more that I build myself up as a leader and people can come to me if they see something in me that sparks a light in them, then that kind of openness and willingness and ability just to be there and to just, you know, bounce ideas off of one another and have a conversation. And just the greatest gift I can give you is how I see you, is my perception. Then if we can mirror back to each other as women what we see in one another, and just, you know, give specific feedback and just let each other know when we're moving each other, when we're inspiring each other, when we're onto something, you know, just those kind of encouraging squeezes I find give me like 5 years of power and stamina to keep going. Just to see, I just think it's so important to see one another, and as the unique individual you are.
That's I think kind of embodies also what we started out by talking about, which is this women supporting women who have been trying to change the narrative for hundreds, maybe thousands of years. We're standing on each other's shoulders now, and they've brought us up to this point where we now have independent female filmmakers creating new stories, talking about these stories, finding platforms to talk about something different.
Yeah, because it's not like we're just like on the scene all of a sudden. We do stand on the shoulders of women who have come before, like filmmakers like Maya Deren, who was creating her own films as a writer, producer, and actress in the early 20th century. You know, you can excavate and you can find these voices. They're just not, you know, at the top of history. That's kind of an interesting project. I just kind of got this flash of just not only the content creation that's coming from within of things that I have to say to this moment, but also the responsibility that I have as a woman to look back and to see who came before and how I can bring their story more to light. Because we've just seen the tip of the iceberg there, and that's exciting to me.
Very exciting, and maybe there is a moment of co-creation or conversation with people from the past. They don't have to be living, but in a way we are always kind of in conversation with the people that came before us.
This is a very important conversation because we need to trust that the gestation period of what we can bring forward as women, it might not be happening right now in the moment, but other women's, you know, curves from, you know, hundreds of years ago are happening right now in this moment and in others. And if we just keep that snowball effect, that is playing out right now, and that is part of this moment that we're in. So I guess that kind of consoles me. It's about a successful painter who's been to LA and has created a beautiful body of work of art, and is coming back to Montana to show her work for the first time in her hometown. And she's been estranged from her dad for 7 years, and he's a rancher, so he did the dutiful thing and took over the family ranch, even though he had dreams of being a pilot. And now the ranch is in dire straits. We're in a time where there's a lot of fires, where there's drought, and her dad's about to lose his cattle because it's too expensive to provide hay for them. She's coming back to show her work. He gets a newspaper clipping that she'll be back in town, and tries to show up at her showing, but kind of misses the boat. And the film is 12 to 15 minutes of these two people, the masculine and the feminine, who deeply love one another and have a very strong sense of unconditional love, but have chosen very different paths and have created misunderstandings and different stories they have of the other person, and have not had each other in their lives as a result of it. So for me, it's kind of a King Lear, Cordelia story, archetypally, of trying to come back together and to forgive and to get past both of their blindness to kind of see one another. And there's a little twist in it too that I cannot
you can't share. Jenna, thank you again so much for taking the time to be here with me and tell us more about your process and what you've been working on and your feelings on women supporting women. I want to give people an opportunity to find out more about your work and how they can donate to your current project if they feel so inspired. So could you please let them know how to do that?
Yes, so with my current short film, Homestead, it's an ongoing fundraising process. We have met our goal. We've exceeded our goal thanks to people like you, Anna. So we're in very, very great standing. But I have 3 projects already that are in various stages of development. So people can just reach out to me at Jenna Ciralli, Ciralli, on social media, either Facebook or Instagram. And I have an LLC called Tessa Returning LLC, and I'm accepting donations through From the Heart Productions.
Thank you so much for watching and for taking this journey with me. If you like what you saw, then I invite you to like this video and to leave a comment. I also encourage you to subscribe to my channel. If you're interested in other ways that you can support the channel and support my work, then I invite you to go over to my Patreon page, which is a crowdfunding platform for creators such as myself. So once there, you can find out more about membership and, depending on your tier level, how you can have access to behind the scenes footage, artisanal goddess products, Q&As, and so much more. The link to my Patreon page is below in the text box below this video. So thank you again so much. I'm so happy to be on this journey with you. Until next time, ciao.